You're live.
We're live, guys. Good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome back to the Cult of Cultural Bar Sport, episode 16, if I remember well. Correct me, Diego, please.
It's 16. Yes, it's 16. Wow,
Awesome.
16.
We are back after the international break. Well, technically, we're not back because we also had a chat last week. But yeah, we're ready for some Serie A action with a few new faces around. Today's lineup is a bit different. So we see another Juventus guy. We don't have Paolo today. We don't have Carlos. But we made sure that our Juventus representation is still there. So, Simone, please identify yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Simone. Not sure if Carlos would agree that you classified him as Juventus guy, but because he told me a few nasty things about Juventus in the past. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, and let's get into it.
Awesome.
So-
Tell us, tell us a bit about your jersey, because everybody that gets into the Cult of Culture needs to also explain which jersey they're wearing.
Yeah, sure. That this is the Juventus jersey that was worn by the squad during the 2002-2003 season. I think in that squad there were people like, Nedved, of course, but also Di Vaio. It was the first year of Camoranesi at Juventus. And it was the Juventus squad that reached the final against AC Milan. Final that didn't really go the way we wanted to go. So I tried to look for a jersey about a final that we won, but that always comes the next year. So that that was unsuccessful for me. But yeah, I still remember that squad because this was my very first Juventus jersey. So even though it's tainted with defeat, I still remember it with nostalgia. And we won the Scudetto that year. At least we brought one trophy home. Yeah.
At least I remember that. I mean, I remember, of course, with pleasure because that's the year AC Milan won the Champions League. But the Scudetto ended just for a change in the hands of Juventus. So, well, thank you very much for being with us and keeping our Juventus representation up. I see you also have an amazing Subbuteo pitch on the background, which, oh my God, this brings all of us so much back in time. So many nice memories. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I built it myself, so I'm very proud of it. That was the first time I felt like a real man. So
I'm thinking. Let me think. I'm writing down everything to say. I'm building. Yeah.
So I think he's thinking about ways to tease you. I'm sure about that. So like in a couple minutes, it's just going to start going against Juventus and things like that. But hey,
and look who is here!
Oh, look at that!
Yeah. Oh my God. Guys, I heard some rumors that we have a stellar new addition to the team. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I see Cult of Calcio is going down now. It's going down.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No,
we are posting like this message for you. You can see Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, guys. I cannot believe. My eyes are still thinking, is this real? Is not this? Is this a ghost there on the top corner on the right side?
What happened?
The guy is called Simone. That guy is called Simone with the Inter jersey. You can see him with the Subbuteo and the Inter jersey. It's one of those Scudetto that they won. We don't know how.
Everyone has a Scudetto on their jersey today. No, it's the other one. Sorry. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I do. We also do. Yes,
I do have time to change.
Yeah, you still have to change. We don't want to see that, but we also have a Scudetto here on the wall. Let me just little introduce. This is Genoa jersey, and that's the God of Son, which is this Renzo De Venchi, which was like one of the most important football players during that years both for the national team and for Genoa. And I think this is like the last Scudetto that Genoa won, the 9-1 or the 8th one Scudetto. That's interesting. That's from Spensley, our partner. And it's actually pretty cool jersey. The Scudetto is slightly different because you can see like there is like this kind of I don't know if you can see it, but I will not move the jersey. It's a little different because it's from the fascist period, and the Scudetto was different. Was not with the horizontal line on the top. It has like they basically a curve for the fascio. so that's why I don't want to show it anyway, because I don't want. But that's a good one.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, it's a very cool historical jerseys. Yeah, very nice. And that gives me a hint, actually. Speaking of red and blue jerseys, I think it's time for the quiz, our traditional Saturday morning appointment. And
Okay.
I'm going to be looking especially to Carlos today because Diego had a sneak peek of our quiz today, and he said it is very easy. But I don't think so. So I'm going to test Carlos, and I'm also going to test Simone. Just,
Remember,
to get him
when
warmed
Diego
up.
says it's easy,
Diogo,
when Diego says it's
okay,
easy, he
hold
gets it
on.
wrong. So.
Okay,
Yeah,
Diogo.
exactly.
Diogo just asked me to show the jersey. This is the jersey. He wants to see it. Ciao, Diogo.
See the Scudetto,
And
yeah.
Simone can also say hi to Diogo since
Hello,
we know each other.
Diogo. Also had a baby recently, so congrats.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
Congrats.
That's privacy. Let's kill privacy right away.
Small fun fact: my son was born on Diego's birthday, and his daughter was born 1 day away from my birthday. So, if that was, yeah.
That's how it works. Privacy, GDPR, Europe, we are aligned. So,
Brand protection specialist.
Yeah, well, we are. So let me share the quiz. So we got our wonderful. Let me do that if I can. Where is the now? Okay, this should be. Yes, we are here
Randolph for the mysterious team of the week, which, as you can see, is already live on our website. So if we open it up and we make the picture bigger, everybody will be able to see the.
How can I make the picture bigger?
Sorry, click on that. Just click on it.
But this is our website.
Right click. Right. Okay, Diego. So
okay.
Let's make it. Okay, that also works. That also works. Okay. So red and blue. I know guess. That's no mistake. So. A pretty familiar, pretty usual color palette in Serie A. But the point is, there's many teams who have a red and blue in their jerseys. So Barcelona. It's not as easy as it may seem. Barcelona for one.
Such an ugly jersey, guys. I don't know why in Serie A some teams such an ugly colors.
Indeed.
Barcelona.
You know what? As of today, there's 4 teams in Serie A who have red and blue in their jerseys. So that doesn't make it very easy.
4 teams today. I think there is even more, no?
We have Taranto, Campobasso.
Let me make a recap. So this team, it's in Serie A today. That's the thing you're saying.
Yes, this team is in Serie A today, but of course the season is from many years ago.
And this team is not gonna be in Serie A next year. That's what I believe.
Whoa! Yeah. Oh, we should look at our predictions about the relegated teams, but I have to say that they are struggling a bit. Yeah.
They are. They are.
Yeah, I was the one saying that they are going to stay in Serie A in the predictions, and all of you say they are going to Serie B. So, yeah, I think
they have a really great lineup, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Carlos, you're too good at this. We need to make things more difficult for you as well.
So can I just guess?
Go ahead, Diego. Yes, enlighten us.
That's Pecorino Sardo.
That's the sponsor on the jersey.
That's the sponsor. That's how I recognize the jersey. It's a typical, it's a really famous and classic sponsor by the team, Pecorino Sardo. Because you need to know. Yes, you need to know that Cagliari, they always sponsor with local companies, companies from their land, and that's Pecorino Sardo. Yeah, from Sardinia. Yeah. And then there is
and there is another a cool thing about Cagliari. They have a similar. I don't know if you know the 2 teams that they were in Ligue 1, Bastia and Ajaccio from Corsica.
Oh yeah, true.
And they have a similar badge of that thing in the head. You know the
friends from Sardinia. Amici da Sardegna. Okay, interesting. I didn't know. What is the I Quattro Mori, giusto?
The 4 Moors.
Yes.
And actually, the badge is not visible in this picture very well, but yes, that white spot on the jersey is the badge with the 4 Moors.
Interesting.
Which is another symbol of Sardinia. Cool. Well, very easy, I would say. Fun fact, interesting fact about this lineup. We're talking about season 1992-1993. In Cagliari, they were coached by Carlo Mazzone, legendary Italian manager. and they achieved a pretty remarkable 6th spot in the Serie A table, which brought them to the UEFA Cup the following season. And in that UEFA Cup, they managed to achieve the semifinals.
Whoa!
So
Yeah. UEFA Cup.
very, very interesting story.
The 90s were always better for everybody. I miss the 90s, you know.
Well, we all do. Yeah.
The 90s, you were able to go to a bar, talk with the people, not like now. Simone was still young in the 90s, you know.
Yeah,
yes, but I already lost like 4 finals in the 90s, so I'm not sure if it's better for me.
The champions.
But you're on the way to lose as many in the 2000s, Simone. So don't worry, there's still time.
Well, also this year you won next year the Champions League. That's final. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. You have Maestro Pirlo, the
Diego
best coach
loves,
ever.
Diego loves to tell me every year that Juventus was going to win the Champions League that year. Every year he's like, "This is your year." I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Not, and then yeah, of course he loves when we get out.
No, me. No, I don't. I don't like that. I actually hope that you guys will win next year again.
I'm doing something Italians understand, but I cannot show on camera.
Why?
But actually, I want to talk about Juventus today, among other things, because we're not going to talk about the Champions League, but there's quite a few things interesting happening at Juve at the moment, like parties and things like that. But before we get into that, actually, hey, quick recap about the international break. We had 2 weeks of World Cup qualifiers in Europe. And we also had the group stage of the Under 21 Championship. So, for Italy, I think it was an interesting week. Full score in the qualifiers, 3 games, 3 wins, 3 clean sheets. But honestly, what I saw, and perhaps it couldn't have been anything different, but I didn't see Italy playing that brilliantly. I think we saved our energy.
Especially in the last, I agree. Especially in the last match with against Paulius' team, Lithuania.
Lithuania,
the pronunciation, Diego, pronunciation, please. That was surely, I agree. The midfield was pretty weak, especially in the first 60 minutes. Indeed, we found the goal in the last match with a long shot by Sensi. But I agree. They were like trying to, to save energy. All the matches, all of the 3 matches. Yeah.
True. I think. Go ahead, Simone.
I was gonna mention for Lithuania, the pitch was like the fake grass, right? Do you think that might have a role in the thing?
Well, surely that had an impact because they are not used to play on artificial, pitch and everything. And also the stadium was like the stadium I was using when I was playing football. I was really small in that way, but I really think like Italy, they got to the last match of the 3 pretty tired. That's where then there is like the COVID situation going on already in the moment. It's already exploding. But I saw like the team is new. The last game, the team is new. The midfield is completely new. Mancini is trying new play, new strategy, new techniques. And then at that point, you don't see, the smooth midfield that you have with Jorginho, for example. You could clearly see that you miss a player like Jorginho, doing the playmaker, trying to have the balance, the timing, and everything in national team. Nevertheless, guys, young people, young players, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the fun thing is probably Stefano Sensi played more minutes with Italy than with Inter this season so far.
Yeah, indeed.
So, but that's good for him because it's been extremely unlucky. The guy's like a string of injuries. But with the national team, he managed to put some playing time together and also score a pretty good goal that helped us pulling off another win. So, what can I say? Mission accomplished. The qualifiers, there's a lot of traps that lurk here and there. So we did what we had to do.
I'm touching everything I can touch. I still have the Ventura syndrome in front of me. I still remember, the Swedish made national newspaper like titling "Mamma Mia." Do you remember that? I'm not gonna say anything. Let's read the next one, which is a crucial match, and let's make it to Qatar. That's
now the
the
problem
only.
is that it's only the first one goes to the World Cup, so I think that's a very
Yeah,
big
and then
difference. You're really not qualified until the last game, but only the first one goes. So
yeah, indeed.
it's challenging. Sometimes the difference is going to be 1 or 2 points only. So
Absolutely.
and it's going very fast because of COVID. There is no time. That's why they play so many games all together. So you make you have one bad week, three bad days, and you lose 2 games, and then you're out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
And we saw that with Germany losing 2-1 at home with Macedonia, right? That was
with North Macedonia. That was a shock. That was a total shock.
Elmas.
And Diego must be very happy because both goals were scored by
Pandev and Elmas.
Former or current Napoli players.
Against Germany. Fantastic. Pandev and Elmas. Let's hope that Elmas will come. Ciao, Carlos. That will become stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Carlos, but I think he's busy with his baby probably. I wanted to ask him about the under-21 game between Italy and Spain. Oh, there is back. There he is.
That was a war. That was a war,
There was
guys.
a war, right? Pretty. 3 red cards, 9 yellow cards. I don't know. It was an ugly game. That's what I'm disappointed about, right?
Yeah,
it was really a stalemate.
It was not a nice game, but now the situation looks quite complicated for Italy. I think they have it very difficult to qualify. Spain still.
We managed to, but now,
how's the ending of the group? I don't.
Well, basically, Italy won the last game against Slovenia. They won 4-0 very, very smoothly. So they snuck into the quarterfinals. But yeah, I mean, even there, not the best performance for Italy under 21. And as I say, the game with Spain was very cagey, dirty affair with a lot of fouls and people
very
sent
Italian.
off.
It was very Italian, the game.
It's
this young striker from Genoa, what's his name?
Scamacca.
Scamacca. This guy is gonna be wow. He's a warrior. He's going to war and so big and so strong.
Big one, right?
Every action was fighting. It reminded me a little bit of Luis Suarez. Every ball around him, something happens. So I think he's gonna have a bright future in Serie A, definitely.
Let's hope so, because we need good strikers. We need really good strikers. So that's good.
And I think he's a Sassuolo's player. He plays for Genoa, but I think he's Sassuolo's. He's on loan from Sassuolo.
He might be, yeah. Honestly, I have to check. But what I know is that he's on the radar.
I just checked.
Of course, Mr. Google.
Yeah, I just checked. He's from, I didn't know. I thought it was Juventus player, but it's Sassuolo, which is basically the same stuff. It's a little bit Sassuolo, it's a bit Juve, a little bit Inter. It's more or less the same stuff. It depends.
He's on the radar. He's on the radar of Juventus, and probably not only on Juventus radar.
He will. But by the way, and sorry because I didn't intervene with the first team, and I always believe he's a bit underrated in Italy, and I really like the player. And Mancini give you the chance with Locatelli. Locatelli, I think the guy will have to go back to a big team because now in the national team and also Sassuolo that we're talking about Sassuolo, the guy, it's a top for my opinion, top midfielder. I see some similarities. He's a guy between Busquets and Pirlo. I never understood why Milan got rid of him so early because honestly he should be playing for Milan if you ask me.
Don't tell me. I don't understand it either, especially with all the injuries that we had in midfield this season. So no, I still regret that we gave him away so easily. He was not having a good stint the last 1 season and a half before he was sold, but still he was so young and he was a product of the youth academy. So I just don't understand that, especially if he's gonna end up with Juventus as it looks. I would never forgive that.
Well, that would be Locatelli fa le cose per bene. That's what we were used to say in Italy. But Locatelli actually is one of those players. We just published an article about those players, the top 10 players that they grow in value. And Locatelli is among one of those players. He was, he increased the value. He's having a really good season. And therefore, his value is growing. Nevertheless, the COVID situation, the pandemic.
So, guys, let me ask you: if tomorrow it's the final of the Euro Cup, what's the 11? What's the 11 you put for Italy? What's the 11? Italy is qualified for the final, and you have to choose the 11. Does it come to your head like pam 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 straight away? Or Simone?
To me, yes. I don't know. To me, yes. I don't know the others.
Maybe, yeah.
I have a doubt about the defense, though, because as a Juventus fan, I like to see Chiellini and Bonucci, but Bastoni is playing pretty well last games, and it would. It would be a pity to leave him out, because I heard rumors that if the squad does not get expanded as they think they will, he might be left out of the European Championship, which I think would be a pity.
I think Bastoni will go to the Euro Cup, also because Chiellini and Bonucci, physically talking, they are not really doing well. They are old. We can say that, and we can also say that they won the last 5 seasons with a pension from the IMPS. Guys, that's true. That's true. I don't want to say maybe Ciao Chiellini, but I see like Bastoni, Chiellini. I hope they will make it to Euro Cup. Di Lorenzo then as on the right wing, and
Spinazzola on the left.
Spinazzola likely. Spinazzola on the left.
Have Florenzi
and Florenzi. I think so.
I'd rather have Florenzi on the right, and then as a central defenders, Bonucci will likely be one. I'd love to see Romagnoli next to him, but he's not having a good season, to be honest with you guys. So I don't think it's going to be first choice. And then I think the rest is pretty much.
Who's the number 9? Who's the number 9 in Italy? If you have to choose one number 9, because I see Pelotti playing.
Antonio Careca, number 9.
Caputo, I would say Caputo.
Would you say Caputo?
I'd say probably Immobile. Immobile is going to be the first choice. He's going to alternate himself with Belotti, but he probably, when it comes to consistency, Immobile.
Scamacca, but it might go to the Euro Cup. It might end up there. But I think a lot of players that were playing at this national break was just for experimenting. Because he wants to bring them in at Euro. I think Mancini already has a pretty clear idea who is going to come and who is going to stay in Italy. Unfortunately, for example, when it comes to the goalkeeper, Meret will stay at home probably, and also because guys, we have amazing goalkeepers this year: Cragno, Donnarumma, Meret. They are super good, all of them. And
so you think the goalkeepers, you think he's going to take Donnarumma, of course, and then Sirigu and Cragno?
Yeah, I think so. The only one that could lose Sirigu, you need to have him because his experience. Cragno is the new goalkeeper, doing extremely well, but Cragno is also playing all the matches. Meret is not. He's not having that continuity. Napoli didn't have a great season, even though everyone is saying that now Napoli is the team to fear. I don't believe that. It's just media stuff. So let's see. But I think Cragno deserves more than Meret this year. So Sirigu, no, honestly. They will just bring him for experience. But at that point, honestly, I bring Buffon.
How old is Sirigu?
He had enough Buffon. Come on.
But of course. But it's the experience, Buffon can be the Peruzzi of the moment. Can be that goalkeeper, the third one that is, keeping quiet. Let's not the lockers is motivating, is doing the leadership. So I rather prefer to have Buffon than Sirigu. That's from that point of view.
Honestly.
How old is Sirigu?
Yeah, we are a little bit tired.
Sirigu is going to be 34 this year. And he can have that role. He's an experienced goalkeeper. He also played in a World Cup. He was a starter in some World Cup games. Buffon has been into the national team way past his prime and probably should have leave earlier. So no, I'd say he's fine where he is. Thank you very much for what you did, but no, it's time for other players to also to have that role of experience leader. But I agree with
Okay.
Diego. Yeah,
Ciao,
probably it's
ciao,
gonna be
Buffon, ciao,
Sirigu,
ciao, Buffon.
Sirigu,
Sorry,
Cragno, and Donnarumma, of course.
and Donnarumma.
But okay, hey guys, I want to get back a bit to the Serie A because actually in 1 hour and a half we're already gonna have the first game of the day. And by the way, since tomorrow is Easter, all the 10 Serie A games will be played today from 12:30 to 8:45 p.m.
Good.
So pretty interesting, like the good old times where all the games were played together. I want to ask Simone because this is an important day for him. It's the Derby of Turin, the Derby della Mole between Juventus and Torino. So it's always a big thing, right?
Yeah. Well, of
Is
course,
this-
we don't want to lose it because if we lose it, we never hear the end of it. But yeah, we don't go in it with the best of spirits, let's say.
True. Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we have a comment by Marco Conte, which I say hi to Marco Conte, which
Hi,
I agree
Marco.
with, and he's asking Simone to basically take off that wonderful jersey.
Yeah, no, I think the view of me without a jersey is even worse for him than me with any jersey. So I'm gonna keep this on. But yeah, he had a funny birthday because I think every one of his friends gave him an Inter jersey. He's an Inter guy, so he has like 4 Inter jerseys of this season. So he is a full collection just for this. So I hope for him he gets.
Hey, let's invite him. Let's invite Marco to our next podcast because actually we need an Inter supporter. We've been looking for an Inter supporter for like forever. Carlos is a fake one. Come on, it doesn't count.
This is for oh, okay, let me do it. This is for Marco. Marco, this is my best friend now. It's our Zio.
Look at that.
Zio Bergomi. Zio Bergomi is with us. Is always with us, even though you know this is actually this year. This is always wrong.
Yeah, I went the same with the Scudetto thing. But to go back to Juventus, it's a weird game. It's we don't have Arthur, Dybala, and McKennie for things that have, and well, Dybala maybe still has the injury, but the two were excluded for something extra outside of
not
the pitch.
Football,
So
not football related.
No football. Well, we don't know. Maybe they played football that party, and we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I was at the party, and it was more like bunga bunga party. So
They scored.
they were
They
playing
scored
a
for
different
sure.
kind
They
of
scored for
football.
sure.
They were playing with balls, but in a different way.
The story goes that they were just, McKennie was having a party, and Dybala and Arthur were passing by. They saw a line. They thought that was the vaccine line, so they got in line, and they didn't have any control of what happened later.
But then he discovered there was Pfeiffer instead of the other one, and it's like, no, I thought, okay, got it.
So that's how the story goes. But yeah, it's sad not to see those, especially Arthur and McKennie. Those are, lately they became very important for Juventus midfield. Juventus midfield is probably
because
the
they're not
poorest
playing,
part.
right? That's why they
Sorry?
became important. Because they don't play, they became important.
Indeed. No, but if you look at the midfield, is all of them are doing quite poorly, right? And I think that's the biggest problem for Juventus.
You know what I think, Simone, is because Pjanic, he was used to have a really good relationship with the referees, and he knew how to tackle them, how to hug them, how to behave with them. McKennie is a new player. He's actually coming from a soccer environment, so he doesn't know how football yet works in that direction. That's what I think is happening. But I might be wrong. And I should shut up, actually, because we have a match in Torino in a couple of days. So I should just shut up.
Yeah, I hope I can score 3 times then.
Maybe you can win the final this year, Champions League. I don't know.
Yeah. Every time I feel my heart sink when I hear the word Champions League, and I see Carlos smiling. Of course, we have 2 different histories when it comes to the cup. But yeah, I think it's going to be a tough match with Torino, and if we were to lose it, it would be, I don't know, it would be a quite dark time at Juventus after losing with Benevento, losing the derby. I know that Pirlo has not been really in trouble. At least those were the declarations that were made from Paratici, for example. But losing 2 matches in a row, and you put also the Champions League in there. I don't know how he's gonna stay next year. Maybe they will let him finish this season, but it's gonna be a trouble for him for next year.
Indeed. Yeah, it would be like Juventus losing 2 games in a row in Serie A. I think it's not been happening for, I don't know, maybe 1 century or so. But it's not going to be an easy one. Because the effect on the morale could be really devastating. And coming from such a nasty defeat to Benevento, you want to be careful about that. Do we have the expected lineup, guys? Because I want to see if Pirlo finally managed to put the same lineup for 2 weeks in a row. I think he never did it since he took on Juventus. So I'm pretty curious to see who's expected to be in the starting 11.
Yeah, I don't know if Arthur was supposed to be there, but obviously he's not going to be there. Bonucci has COVID, so Bonucci will not be in the defense. I think Demiral also has been touched by the disease. So, I think it's going to be a different Juventus going into Turin. One fun fact, if Ronaldo should play, and if he were to score, he would reach Romario as the all-time top scorer. So he has yet another challenge to overcome. Hopefully he feels the pressure to score that goal and give us the victory.
Got it. Yeah. So actually we're going to have Juventus 3-5-2, which always looks like a 4-4-2, because you're never sure actually if Cuadrado should be considered as an added right back or as a right wing back. But actually Danilo, Bentancur and Ramsey should be the 3 people in midfield. Chiesa playing on the left. Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, Morata and Ronaldo on the front.
Chiesa's doing very well lately, so hopefully, he keeps that level of shape, because he's been decisive in many of the latest matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told that they hired like a dive coach for diving. It's the same than it was advised by Federica Pellegrini. She advised Cagnotto. They advised the coach for Chiesa.
We already had one with Cuadrado, so we just had to renew his contract.
It's the same. I didn't know it was the same. Okay,
it's the same one. Yeah, he's been very successful with Cuadrado. So
interesting stuff.
And guys, what do we think about Inter actually? Because the Derby della Mole, of course, is the key game of the week. But then at 8:45, we're gonna close the match day with a blast. Inter traveling to Bologna to try to extend their lead on the top of the table. And on the other hand, AC Milan, who are second in the table, will play at 12:30. So Inter will be able to know already the results of the main opponents. And that's another key one, to be honest.
I think they will win easily.
Yeah.
And I think it's just going to be mindset for Inter rather than the team, because all the national players they actually played. They also got back De Vrij, which was negative to the last COVID test. They should be able to, to continue their the nice positive trend that they have.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
And by the way, guys, Mihailovic with Bologna has quite a few issues with his lineup. He will have a few key players missing. Main goalkeeper Lukas Skorupski was a great one, by the way. If you ask me, he's positive to COVID, so he's not gonna be able to play. And then you got Rodrigo Palacio, eternal Rodrigo Palacio.
Got the red card.
Yes, he's observing a one-match ban. So that could probably make things even easier for the Nerazzurri. And if I have to be honest, I don't see how Bologna could stop them potentially. But watch out, because Inter, if they win tonight, then they will have 2 or 3 games that could create more problems, right, Diego? I think you know very well one of the opponents that they could face.
Yeah, it's yes, it is. I still think I don't want to talk about that because Inter will face Napoli really soon. But Inter they have a couple of matches with relegation, actually with Cagliari. Say hi to Carlos. Say hi to but then they oh yeah, he is. Then we got I'm waiting the 18th of April to see if the 8th of April Inter will win against Napoli, and I really think that will be the Scudetto match for them in a way that you don't stop anymore Inter for real. But I believe Napoli will make it. I say that.
I hope so. I really hope so. I mean, on my
Yeah.
part.
I said that. But because Inter, they have like alternate. They have Cagliari, then they will have, they have Bologna, Cagliari, then they will have Napoli, but then I think they have Spezia. And then they have an interesting match with Verona. And then Crotone. So they don't have that much difficulties in the next matches. But the end of the season, that's where a little bit of difficulties comes for them. They have Roma, and then they have Juventus. So,
Yeah.
but I believe at the time they will go to Roma that they already win they're already champion. That's what I think.
Got it. Hey guys, fun fact about today, in Inter's defense, Andrea Ranocchia is expected to play. So that would be quite a comeback.
Ranocchia is back.
Ranocchia. Yeah.
That's interesting.
He should be playing because, De Vrij, and he's expected to be on the bench. I think he's still recovering for, I can't remember if it was COVID or an injury. But then you have D'Ambrosio and Kolarov, they're not available. So together with Bastoni and Skriniar, who are two of the pillars of the defense, Andrea Ranocchia is expected to start for Inter.
Grande Ranocchia. He's going to the Euro also. He will make now an amazing ending.
He will make it to the Euro finally. Yeah.
Ranocchia.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he was injured, Matteo. I just think he was out of the game, out of everything.
Yeah.
He got only 4 games this year. Is it possible?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's not among the regular starters. That's why I'm wondering, okay, why he's expected to be in the lineup today? It's because of De Vrij's unavailability. But
nice.
That's going to be the closing game. And again, Inter will come into that knowing what AC Milan did already. Just 1 hour left before the opener of today's Serie A match day. Milan take on Sampdoria at the San Siro. Usual lineup problems for Stefano Pioli, who's not been able to have a full squad available since forever. But today, I have to say, we are a bit better than usual, meaning that Kier is back. Tomori will be the second center back. And I'm really happy about that because the guy has been amazing so far. Yeah. The problem that we have today is on the right back position where we don't have Calabria available, and Pioli is expected to line up Salemakers. So moving Salemaker from a wing back position back into a right back. And I've never seen him playing in that position this year, so I'm quite curious about that.
You're curious about that? That's interesting. That's interesting. Let me check that. Okay.
Kessie and Benacer, usual double pivot role. Thank God they both back. Ibra, it's going to be the center forward. And behind him, Samu Castillejo, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, and Ante Rebic. I'm also hoping for that Rebic will put something better than his game against Napoli when he was sent off. So let's see what happens.
What happened? Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I hope you guys are gonna lose, of course. That's my wish. And I wish everyone loses, of course, but not Napoli, obviously. That's I'm a supporter. I'm a full supporter, like 100% supporter. But I have a question then. What if you guys are not gonna make it today? Because Sampdoria is historically, it's not an easy match, right, for you guys?
True. It's never an easy game against Sampdoria. What if we're not going to make it? Of course, it would also depend on the other results, but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. Meaning that, let's be clear. The chances for AC Milan to put up a battle for the Scudetto by now are minimal. Mm-hmm. So it's not that. What Milan needs to do is hold on to one of the top 4 spots. And if we don't manage to win, if we snatch only 1 point out of Sampdoria, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. There's still many games to hold on that position. And as I say, we need to look at what the other guys are doing. Juventus, they have the derby. Atalanta play against Spezia, if I remember, against Udinese, and Udinese is not also an easy one. And then, Napoli has Crotone at 3 p.m. at home, and on paper that should be an easy one.
Yeah, but we don't have Demme, which no one talks about. But Napoli, with Demme, we never lose. We always
because it's the talisman.
Well, no, it's the playmaker. He's the one that makes the lineups work in the right way. The teams that's what they need to do. We miss Koulibaly and Demme today. So it's like huge stuff. Maximovic should be back on the pitch, and well, I think I would like to have Ranocchia playing for Napoli tonight in the afternoon, but he plays for Inter, so we cannot do much. We have Maximovic. I'm pretty scared. Manolas should also be back on the pitch, which is good for Napoli. We need to win. There is no other result for Napoli. Napoli needs to win 3 points. That's the only way to go to Champions League.
Yeah. I wouldn't argue with that. Guys, other important games, some to watch for today. A very intriguing Sassuolo-Roma matchup at 3 p.m. Genoa-Fiorentina, also very interesting. And then we need to take a look at the relegation battle because, there's still a lot to be said there. We mentioned many times that probably Crotone are the only club that are in a very, very tricky situation. But now between Parma, Cagliari, and Torino, it's going to be a battle for 2 relegation spots. So potentially only one of them will be safe. While Spezia, Benevento, and Fiorentina have managed to distance themselves. They are 6 points ahead of the drop zone. But with that being said, still a lot can happen.
Well, let's see what's happening with Fiorentina because they are. Let me show the standing. Fiorentina is 29 points. They don't have any more Prandelli. Prandelli just say goodbye to football, and that was a pretty interesting stuff the way that it happened. And so Fiorentina could, with their mindset, got caught into the battle again. It's interesting for sure. The relegation. I think the season is interesting overall, right? But yeah, hopefully Benevento will make it. I hope they will be able to stay in Serie A also for next season.
Yeah, looks what interesting. Both Spezia and Benevento, who are clubs who came from Serie B last season, they're putting a much stronger battle than expected, and they both won the last games they played. Whereas Torino, Cagliari, Parma, and Crotone, they're mostly on a negative trend. Especially look at Cagliari; they had 2 wins in a row, and that was the effect of Leonardo Semplici getting the helm of the team. But then the boost of morale seems to be over, and now they've been winless in 3 games, only 1 point. Parma and Torino, well, they have, these up and downs. So it's really difficult to say at this point who will make it and who will not make it. Carlos said that Cagliari will save themselves.
I was thinking about the experienced players like Nangolan, Godin, etc., and this kind of character will make them. But now I doubt after the last game what happened with Spezia, and the team is looking very, very bad. I only like Cranio in that team right now, so let's see what happens. But I still believe Spezia and Benevento are not safe at all.
No, they're not. They're not, of course.
A lot happened there. So, but the Parma and Crotone, it looks very, very bad. So it's sad to miss a huge name and team like Parma. But maybe another big name will go down to Serie B. Who knows? Because there's some really huge names there, like Torino. But Torino is one of those teams that every year has managed to save themselves somehow. I don't know how. Maybe by winning 3 points today.
I wouldn't count on that.
That would be fantastic. That would be so beautiful. You know what would be crazy, Carlos? It would be that the Juventus can now win another Champions League next year because they don't qualify to Champions League. That would be fantastic.
I know, everybody's praying for that. Yeah, actually,
you can win the UEFA Cup. You can win the UEFA Cup. That's easy.
I don't know. Last time we won that was the 90s, I think. So yeah, going back to the 90s. That's
Would you, would you want
1986.
that, Simone? Would you want that, Simone? If they tell you your only chance to win a European title would be because we had this debate this season. Real Madrid in the group stage of Champions League was doing horrible, so we were about to be third in the group to play Europa League, and they came out with a microphone in the street to ask the fans. So, do you think this season, because the level and all like 90% of the fans said, no, I prefer to be fourth in the group rather than playing the Europa League. You know? So this, I like that mentality.
Wow.
Like, we don't want to play Europa League. I like that. It's like only Champions League or nothing. So it was a bit.
yeah.
But I don't know.
I think it wouldn't satisfy the average Juventus fan to win the Europa League. Of course, it's nice to win a trophy, but it was. I think a Juventus fan will really like. We won the Europa League, but we didn't win the Champions League. So there will always be that thing in the back of the head, and that's something that's been going on for 10 years now. Where, well, maybe a bit less than 10 years, where we got competitive again in a European level. That we think, okay, yeah, we won nice Scudettos in a row. We won the Coppa Italia, whatever. But that thing is always in the back of the head, and whenever we open that Pandora box, sadness just comes overflowing. Especially because, if you look at the history of Juventus in Italy, there is this argument that Juventus is not really good in Europe, and that is true in terms of trophy. But we always reached like the finals. We had like 7 finals that we didn't win. We were always one of the big clubs in Europe, but we don't have the trophies speaking for it. And that's something that we feel. I think the Juventus fans are more sad on that of those finals that we lost, those chances that we lost, than the relegation year in 2006. Although that was also very painful, but I think a lot of people have forgotten that time right now.
I don't.
I know you
behind us.
Diego never ceased to remind me of that time.
But Simone, aren't 90 finals you lost?
Sorry?
Because after Calciopoli, because I thought the finals were 9, and after Calciopoli they became 7.
No. They were.
They're still 7. It's not
they were 9 on the pitch, and then
they
7.
were 9. Got it. Well, you can win the final this year.
Yeah, the Coppa Italia
final. The Coppa Italia final.
I think that's tough, actually. I think that's tough. Well, they won the Supercoppa anyway. Like Pirlo won a trophy this year as a first year in.
Yeah, he cried for it. He cried at the end of the.
They were hugging. Insigne and Pirlo, they were hugging each other while crying. I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, that's right.
Hey guys, now we have 50 minutes before AC Milan Sampdoria, so I need to get spiritually ready for that. And before closing and diving into the weekend, I want to ask Carlos, that I see he's probably busy with something else. I want to ask Carlos 30 seconds about La Liga. Tell us what's going to happen in Spain this weekend.
Well, difficult to know, because I see Atletico Madrid fans are getting a bit scared. They're feeling the pressure. So that's good. That's good, because slowly they're losing points. They had a very great victory, but tomorrow they're playing against Sevilla. So I think tomorrow it's the day that we will know if Atletico can be champion or not, because they had 10 points gap with the second. Now it's 4 points. And from 10 to 4, if tomorrow they are playing against Sevilla in Sevilla, which is probably one of the most difficult stadiums in La Liga, I think it's going to get very, very tight, even for Sevilla, because Sevilla, they still believe.
Mm-hmm.
But so everything depends on that game. Not even, of course, Real Madrid and Barcelona have to win to still get in track. And I don't know if you guys heard that Mino Raiola was yesterday in Barcelona and Madrid. So the show has started for Haaland. The show just started. They had a meeting with Laporta yesterday, and then Florentino Perez on the same day. So Mino Raiola is doing the game already. It's gonna be fun to see where Haaland ends up. So what do you guys think? Who needs Haaland more, Barcelona or Madrid?
Wow, I think great question.
I think it will go to Madrid. Haaland, and I'm actually thinking next year will be Vinicius or Haaland, Mbappé. Wow.
I think they say the ESPN, the American Sport Channel, a couple of weeks ago released a documentary movie called Los Galácticos about the time with Beckham, Raúl, Figo, Zidane, Ronaldo, and they say Florentino Perez wants to do 1 or 2 more seasons to finish the stadium and then to retire. So he wants to do the last edition of Galacticos. And there is some gossips here saying that Haaland and Mbappe are coming to Madrid this summer. I don't know how, but he says he's going to make it happen again for the last time, and then he's going to retire with the new stadium.
Leaving a ton of debt as well.
Yeah,
exactly. No, who cares? I mean,
it didn't happen with the Galacticos. Look at Barcelona. Those guys, they have a ton of debt. They can't even pay the salaries anymore. And if you think about it, what I like about Florentino Perez is that he never gave the salaries like Messi's got. Like Ronaldo wanted 30 million and he had to leave to Juventus because Florentino set the limit and he said, okay, if you want to play for Real Madrid, you have to earn less money. And he never passed that line. So that's what I'm happy about. I don't know if with Haaland and Mbappe we'll have to cross that line. Maybe with Mino Raiola. But that says very good things about Florentino. He never got a player from Mino Raiola because he always said, it's like a bit like Bayern Munich. He said, okay, this is the salary limit and I'm never going to cross the salary limit. So far he managed. I don't know this summer if he will have to cross that.
But it is likely, though, that, I mean, if you get Mbappe Haaland, you will, I guess, still lose a player like, obviously, Benzema at the point. Modric is probably going away. I don't know if any other big name, but I believe I saw that, Sergio Ramos might not stay there anymore. Yeah. So the salary cap at the point would be, a little bit smaller in that way.
For them to come in, there is at least 4 or 5 players who have to come out. That's for sure. But it's the time to do the renovation. Honestly, every Real Madrid fan is fed up. This season looks horrible. I don't like almost anything that I've seen in Real Madrid. To be honest, the best thing I've seen is the old Toni Kroos and Modric getting back to the top level. That was the best level. Yeah, but the young ones, nothing is happening. So it's time for a revolution. And Ramos is not renewing the contract. Lucas Vázquez is not renewing the contract because they don't want. They got the offer, and apparently Lucas Vázquez already signed with Bayern Munich. This is almost official. And Ramos is upset with the president, and so I don't know if he will stay or not. But we got the replacement already, which is David Alaba. Alaba from Bayern coming for free. Yep. Coming for free, again for free. This is the master of Florentino Perez. So yeah, let's see. It's going to be a revolution this summer, guys. Stay tuned.
Well, I am. I'm still thinking about Barcelona. Well, you know what I mean? That every time he talks, I think about Barcelona. So Barcelona.
I don't think you should say Hala Barca, right? That's not the right way to.
No, it's not because he's Hala Madrid. But I just want to tease the guy that is talking, and so I'm just using Hala Barca. But yeah, it's not. It's Hala Madrid. I know that so far.
I just want to make Diogo happy by saying that Sporting is first in the league and they are on the way to win the first Portuguese league after 17 years.
Oh, after 17. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Congratulations on news also.
Sorry,
that's interesting. That's interesting news as well. Sporting win against Benfica and the other one.
So many Spanish players in Sporting. Just to mention, Pedro Porro who made his debut in the national team.
Pedro Porro? Like Porro?
Pedro Porro made his debut in the national team last week, and he's the right back. The goalkeeper is an ex-Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, Antonio Adam from Sporting. So Sporting has a lot of history with Spanish players. Yeah, good team. But still, it's like Atletico Madrid. I will not say they will win the league until they win the league,
True. That's interesting. This is the last title, guys. You will not see any more. There are too many. I decided the next time I will not have that many, but I wanted to show that as well. The idea behind was to have Ala Barca while Carlos was talking. Then I prepared one for Simone, but I forgot to show in it, and I actually deleted it by mistake. That was the idea, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it's as you're saying, we are also on Google News, so quite remarkable achievement for the cult of Calcio. And you can find ourselves, of course, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. And while you're watching the past episodes of the Cult of Calcio Bar Sport, perhaps you also want to subscribe, so you're going to get the notifications whenever we put another one of these blabbering sessions together. Well, guys, thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you to Simone, our resident Juventus expert for the day. We're going to have you back again. perhaps
Thank you,
with a
thank you,
different
everyone.
jersey.
Yeah, I have two
And,
more.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Inter and Milan, right?
I don't think so.
I need to find a
Don't think
Taranto
so.
jersey. I need to find a Taranto jersey, but yeah.
That would be
Stop.
cool. That would be
Yeah.
cool.
Well,
Yeah.
he might actually have
So
a Milan jersey, Matteo, because his brother actually is an AC Milan supporter,
Yes.
and he's a
Yes.
strong AC Milan supporter.
The year I got this jersey, got the Milan jersey that won the Champions League. So,
Manchester.
awesome.
yeah.
Curious
The
to see that.
champions. Interesting stuff.
Nice.
Anyway.
So, well, guys, next appointment is going to be next Saturday morning. So stay tuned on our Facebook page, on Serie A Italian League Facebook page as well. And yeah, for the time being, have a great weekend, everybody. And of course, happy Easter.
Happy
Alla
Easter.
Madrid. Alla Madrid. Ciao.
Alla Madrid.
Juve.
Bye.
Forza Napoli. Bye bye.